What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. Today, we got another segment of Podcast Sunday, where me and guests speak on different topics about self-improvement and motivation, personal-wise and business-wise, while also providing some fire gameplay. Appreciate you watching, and let's get into it. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. We are back here with another Podcast Sunday. The best podcast you will ever find on YouTube at any time, anywhere. This is a spot to be. This is always a spot to be. So, me and Terence want to welcome you back to another episode. Today we have a very special topic, hitting that part 2 of our first conversation, which you guys most likely have already watched, hopefully. And yeah, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. But as always, we like to get into it with our weekly reviews. So, Terence, how's your week going so far?
My week, still recovering from, last week. We talked about the protest, Black Lives Matter a little bit. We're going to be going into that a little bit more today.
Yes,
if you're new to the podcast, Zeph didn't mention it, but I'll mention it here. If you're new to the podcast, make sure you show some love.
Yes, sir.
This is definitely a unique part of the channel where we talk about our thoughts. It's kind of more uncovered.
Yeah.
Kind of talking real talk. So if you're here for that real talk and you're here for that motivation, you're here for that, whatever,
Exactly.
there's that realness. Stick with us. Give us some topics to talk about. Show some love in the comments.
Yes, sir.
But starting off my weekly recap, this is actually my last week of my job. So for those of you who don't know me, yes, I've been working as a clinical researcher for an orthopedic doctor's office for the past year, and
now
it's basically in between when I graduated from college to now going off to medical school. So during this year, I've just been working, getting more familiar with being a doctor and different things like that. So this is my last week and I have one day left. We're recording this on Thursdays.
Yes, sir.
So Friday is my last day and I'm very, very excited to start my next chapter in life. I have my boxes. You can see there, my moving boxes. Yes, sir.
Mom's already shedding tears, bro.
I'm on my way.
That's tough.
Oh, it's exciting. And definitely been pushing through this last few months of working just because, working from home, everything's been really, really challenging. Finding that motivation. We talked about that on the podcast a bunch.
Yeah.
Finding the motivation through the quarantine, but, push through. And now it's that bittersweet feeling of you've been waiting for this day to come, for things to end and move on. But at the same time, you're very, very grateful for everything that you've been through. And it's hard to leave people that you build a connection with over.
Yeah. No, most definitely.
How was your week?
My week has been going pretty good. I've been feeling really great.
Busy man.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to be even busier. What
are you at? 6K?
I actually just hit 7K, and I'm really
dang.
Bro, I ain't even get to celebrate 5K. Like,
chill.
That's tough. That's really tough. But hey, man, appreciate all y'all that subbed. I say it in every one of my videos because it's like every single video I make, I gotta keep saying it for a different number. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be at 10K. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be at 100K, million.
Wait. Quick question.
Yeah.
Quick question. Will this podcast be monetized?
Will it be monetized? Podcast Sundays. What do you think about that? Should we monetize?
I think it should definitely be monetized. Every video should be monetized. But I'm saying by the time this goes up, will you have monetization on your video?
Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. Oh, I was about to say, hey. Forgot Miles watched the podcast, but yeah. Yeah, we actually just got monetization. Got to get that 200. You got to get that 4,000 hours within a year. So I've been doing videos for like a year. It was since 2019 of May. That's when I did my first video. So I've been doing it for over like a year and a month now. So I got that. I got the 4,000 hours within a year span. I got 1,000 subscribers within a year span. I got it's lit. So we will be monetized. But yeah, no. So my week has been very interesting. A lot of growth, just like last week. I got JoJo back. I'm not being called a simp as much. Still being called a simp, but hey,
right.
Not being called a simp as much. But hey, man, it's all good. We getting growth. We getting new ideas. Um, just growing. And I mean, one thing I did most of this week, I learned that I think it takes some time off to just rest. So I feel like I just
Hmm.
be going and going and going, and it's like if you don't have that time, then you're gonna hinder yourself in further or future endeavors. You don't have that rest time or rest period.
Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, I've been trying at least this week, but not saying I have too much, but I've been trying. I've been trying. But yeah. So I guess we'll just get into the topic. Are you ready,
Right.
Terence? Are you ready?
Let's do it. Let's
Yes,
do
sir.
it.
All right. So as you guys know, what we talked about before, we didn't get to touch on the whole of the whole George Floyd situation. We just basically touched on just how we felt about the situation. We didn't get to go into the protest. We didn't get to go into just different racial things that we could touch on with that whole situation. And then just outside of the situation, stuff that we go through on a daily, or we as people go through on a daily basis. But today we're going to be hitting the protest
Hmm.
side, just our views and thoughts on protests going on
Yes, sir.
throughout the world. And it is really throughout the world because like so many different places. You wouldn't even think are protesting. Like I heard that they're protesting in Belgium. Like
Right.
why? Why? Who would have thought Belgium, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey man, it's a worldwide movement. It's a worldwide movement
Absolutely.
because there's a lot there. There's us in every single corner and crevice of the country. So somebody is able to push that
Yeah.
message in everywhere. So I guess we'll start off, Terence. How do you feel about the situation, just the whole protest
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah.
And
So I think the protests are definitely 100% necessary. And the crazy part is, this isn't new. We've been here
yeah,
before. We were here, 4 years ago.
mm-hmm.
People protesting Black Lives Matter, Colin Kaepernick kneeling situation.
Yeah,
We were just here, but the fact that this one seems to be going above and beyond previous ones is really, the straw that broke the camel's back type of situation where now people are kind of not having it, and
yeah,
that's thankful for social media and all those things that have brought a lot of people together. The peaceful protests have been amazing, and just seeing the picture of LA looking like something out of like a sci-fi movie,
yeah.
like a Walking Dead, like
Exactly.
down the street, something
Yeah,
out of like a movie, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
crazy to
yeah.
see for one cause and fight for one mission. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been amazing to see it, and it's definitely motivating for me, especially because I'm not somebody that's out there protesting, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely motivating to see the unification.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that I have people out there that support me that don't necessarily look like me all the time,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
just because I don't see them on a regular, or I don't hear it, or it's not really vocalized, I know by seeing these people come together that there are people out there that are supporting
yeah.
and rooting for people that look like us. So it's really amazing to see the downsides of everything.
Mm-hmm.
The portraying of the media with the looting and the rioting. But I think just to touch on it quickly, I think the rioting stuff when it initially happened, I think that was justified for sure.
Yeah.
When you got people that are uproar, they're angry, they've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's a result, and it's been showed time and time again. Black people aren't the first people to riot. This
Yeah.
has been something that's been implemented for years and years
Exactly.
to change culture and change society. I took a sociology class where pretty much they told us, and through studying history,
Mm-hmm.
change comes. So you have a system where there's people that are unrest, social unrest. You have people that are below the people that feel like they're being taken advantage of. They
Yeah.
have to come up and revolutionize in order to evoke change in the future. And that's happened in China. That's happened in the United States. It's happened in Africa. That's happened in countless
Yeah.
where unrest has to turn into riot, and has to come and turn into sometimes violence and uproar
Got
to
you.
cause social change. So definitely justified. There's definitely other sides to it, and people taking advantage of a movement to bring in their own personal needs and personal gain,
Yeah, most definitely.
you could only aim to stop and limit that as much as possible. But overall, I'm happy to see what's been going on. It's
Got
been
you.
pretty beautiful overall.
Yeah, most definitely. Um, I mean, I definitely agree with basically everything you said. Well, no, not basically everything you said, because a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
share the same mindset. I feel like it's just a lot of people just like to point out the bad stuff. Like most people, when coming up against the protest and movement, they'll just bring up the riots and the looting.
yeah,
But what you don't understand is that people rioted over, and there's proof that people rioted over losing a football game or their favorite team losing the playoff or something like that. There was riots going on, and then it was just like they're just doing what
yeah,
they're doing. They're just, but for us to do it for a cause as great as ours, I just don't understand how you could say that it's not justified to do
yeah.
so. But yeah,
I think
no.
it's just people. I think it's just people that are uncomfortable. They try to find a way to, and you have that. Like, I think you have to approach a lot of this stuff with empathy. But
Mm-hmm.
people that are unhappy, you just have to look at them like, how could you not see it? Look at them and say like, it must be really uncomfortable for you to, like, you're entitled to feeling a
Mm-hmm.
certain way because of other people's actions. So I look
Mm-hmm.
at it with some empathy. Some people don't look at it that way. I kind of look at it as like, I feel bad for you, the fact that you can't see this, or the fact that you feel so uncomfortable in this moment that you have to try to find a way to like justify whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you see it all. I saw somebody in the comment section saying like, and that's why I've been trying to stay off social media, because it just gets me like annoyed. But I saw
Mm-hmm.
somebody in the comment section saying, "Oh, um, you know, pretty much people that are born white have an advantage based off the color of their skin, because they don't have to deal with certain injustices and
Mm-hmm.
prejudices because of their skin, and they should understand that.
Mm-hmm.
People who are white should understand that they have that advantage,
Yeah.
and try to use that to empathize and help uplift others."
Mm-hmm.
And somebody in the comment section didn't get that out of the message, and they pretty much said, "Hey, I'm mixed race,
Mm-hmm.
and I have kids that have like light eyes and fair skin.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to feel guilty in this world." And it's like, no one said that they have to feel guilty for being white. It's not feeling guilty. It's
Uh-huh.
literally just having empathy, having an understanding, and
Uh-huh.
understanding other cultures.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel that. Doesn't result in guilt. It's only results in guilt if you make it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
If you view it as like, oh yeah, I feel guilty, that people that I've grown up and been friends with don't feel guilty
Mm-hmm.
because they feel upset,
Mm-hmm.
because why would somebody have to deal with that?
Yeah.
But they treat it with compassion. They treat it with understanding. They feel compassion for somebody else. That's what it's supposed to be: compassion, not
Yeah,
guilt.
yeah.
You
Exactly.
know,
Exactly. Like I said, that's the I think we had spoke about it from before. I was like, the way I can judge, I mean, I guess I wouldn't say I'm the same way where you said you feel empathy. Because like how I said before,
yeah,
there is a way where it's like, how do I say it? My brain is kind of off right now.
yeah,
If they don't have the ability or they don't have the desire to learn, then I
yeah,
can't really feel empathy for you. Because
right,
like you said how it's like you feel bad for them that they don't know or they don't see. Like I said,
right,
if you don't have the desire to want to know or want to see, which a lot of them do, I would say I can't have
right.
that same empathetic feeling. Not saying that wrong or right. I'm just saying that for me,
Right.
I personally can't have that empathetic feeling.
Yeah. I guess the way that I approach it is kind of like, well, if they can't, if they
Mm-hmm.
don't have an urge, they don't have a reason to want to understand,
Mm-hmm.
what is causing that. There's always underlying reasons to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason behind that is the fact that, one, you were raised, you know, we just like, you can't even debate it. You were raised poorly to think
Mm-hmm.
that one person is superior, or
Yeah.
one, or the fact that you can't have compassion for everyone, or to
Yeah.
think that you were raised in a bubble, to think, that certain ways of the world are how they are,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not actually the reality. So
Yeah.
that's how I view it. I'm like, there's an underlying reason why this person is jacked up and doesn't want to get out of their.
Yeah. Got you. Got you.
It is what it is. No one is right or wrong. You're only right or wrong based off your views of the world and how your reality is
Yeah. Nobody
twisted.
can tell you how. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I was about to say nobody can tell you how the right way to view the world is, but then again,
Yeah.
there are wrong ways to view the world. So
Sure.
I wouldn't say that's that's the best statement for me to make. So you probably get that.
Right.
Oh, one thing I want to say, it has been pausing a lot, but I mean, hey.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It just paused again.
I want to go back on Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's better. Yeah, no, I switched it back to Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's better.
But yeah, no, I mean, even when it was pausing before, it's like the last episode, it still had the audio, but this one, it just takes out the audio completely too.
Oh, I hear the audio on my side, so that's weird.
Got you. All right. But, so I guess we finished that topic, which was how do I reapproach it? Oh yeah, the thoughts on the protest. Did we speak about the looting? I think we went into it a little bit. You had went into it a little bit.
A little bit.
Expound?
Yeah, you could start. You could go. Nah, you could go, and then I'll feed off you.
All right, got you. 3, 2, 1. And then also with the looting, I'd say there was definitely a lot of people that were taking advantage of it. That was also another thing that kind of pissed me off.
Right.
Because it was like, I know that people are looting it's part of a riot, I guess you could say. It's enveloped in the whole riot definition. It's just to cause destruction. It's to make your voice be heard. It's to make your voice be heard, not just to protest peacefully. That's what a riot is.
Yeah.
But there were definitely people that I feel were taking advantage of it. And basically, I don't even call it looting. It's just stealing.
Right.
And it's taking advantage of a situation, not in the name of anybody or in any cause. You're not doing that. It's just because you have the opportunity to be able to steal from the Gucci store or steal from the Louis Vuitton store or steal from the Apple store,
right,
or whatever. You're taking that, and then you're giving them just another reason to view us in a very bad light, because they're like, oh, once they get the opportunity, they just go ahead and steal. Like, they already view us very poorly, and for you to just take that opportunity just to go and loot and steal. Not saying all the looting was bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Because like I said, I do agree with the whole rioting, and I do agree with, some of the looting. But I'm saying for those people that just took advantage of the situation, that's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to anybody else. I'm talking directly to the people that took advantage. And you know if you took advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing though, like only those people will ever know if they took advantage,
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, like you said, it's definitely they know. But I would say that just pissed me off, just for like I said, the simple fact that you're giving them another reason to just view us in a different perception, or just stereotype us off color of our skin.
Yeah. I mean, it's annoying because when, Black people or even white people first come off and they see the rioting, they see the looting specifically, and they come off initially and say, hey, this is not helping anyone. This is not for George Floyd. This is not whatever. And, you get, if you speak too fast, you're looked at as like, oh, you're cooning, or you're being, suppressive as a white person by coming out and saying these things aren't for whatever. And you're by speaking on the Black community or speaking on people who are, unhappy or feel unjust. Yeah. And then it's just funny, just like, 2 weeks later, everybody's against it. So it's just like, it's tough to voice your opinion on certain things because everyone's looking to kill anyone who kind of sways or says something that they feel they don't like. So
as an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying because certain things in society, like, people look at it as like whitewashed. like wearing a suit, looking clean,
Mm-hmm.
having a fresh haircut, being
Mm-hmm.
freshly shaven, having certain clothing,
Yeah.
different things like that. People in certain neighborhoods, people with certain backgrounds, white, black, whatever, they look at it as a very proper whitewashed society.
Mm-hmm.
And not everything is that serious to me. Sometimes it's kind of like understanding the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned last time, sometimes you have to play the game to win the game,
Yeah. Yeah.
or play
Yeah.
the game
Got
to
you.
play the game. That's what J. Cole said. Play the game to change the game,
Mm-hmm. Got you.
and sometimes you got to do that. And a lot of people don't really understand that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people that are in the game and understand how the rules work of the game
Yeah.
are actually giving you free game and
Yeah.
telling you, yo, chill on this, chill on that. If you want real outcomes, I've been in this game, I played the game, this is how you get it.
Yeah.
This is how you finesse.
Exactly.
But a lot of people don't like to hear that stuff. And it's unfortunate that it gets shot down, or it's unfortunate that, it causes a divide in people. When sometimes the intentions are poor, but a lot of times the intentions are good. To try to help you like see the vision versus just thinking with emotion sometimes. But you have to let emotions fly. You have to let the emotions go. You have to let the people be emotional and show and express themselves. But at the end of the day, it's just like you have to be practical in your efforts as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was, I guess, another thing that, because I don't want people to just think that I think that looters, it was only black people that were looting. Because that was another thing that pissed me off too. Because there was a lot of, from what I heard, most of the destruction came from white people that were doing it in the name of the protests. And then it was like even the video, the guy that stopped it. Yeah, nobody asked for it. And then it was even a group of black people that had stopped the white guy from breaking up a sidewalk or something. It was one of the videos that I'd seen. And then guess who gets blamed for that?
Right.
Us. At the end of the day, we're going to get blamed for it. And then that's even worse than what I would say the looters were doing, because it's like you're doing destruction. You're burning down buildings. And we're going to get blamed for it. They already see us in a bad enough light. So whatever you're doing right now is not helping us at all. At all. You just are looking to vent whatever anger or frustrations that you have on the inside of you, just on society. Like I said, that's taking advantage and just going at the opportunity when it comes available to you. That's definitely not the right way to go.
I definitely agree. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to put it. I mean, I said before, like, sometimes you have to change the game or play the game to change the game.
Yeah.
But there's also times where you don't have to. Well, you can have your own lane and create your own lane. But to do that, it calls for unity. It calls for everybody to be on the same page.
Yeah.
So if you have one person trying to do this, and then one person trying to do that, one person trying to be peaceful, one person trying to be reckless and angry, it just looks like an internal divide.
Yeah.
And then from that internal divide, like you said, other people are now looking at us like, oh, okay, this is what they are. Like, oh, you give black people a little bit of power, and this is what they do with it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's unfortunate that we even have to.
Yeah.
Most people got to go back to regular jobs owned by, white folks.
Exactly.
Or, but they can't just go to a black-owned business, or they can't. It's not enough yet. It's not established yet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd love to do something where we can, probably not in this podcast, but I'd love to do something just to shout out black businesses.
Right.
Now that you said it. I might do it. Might do it in the next podcast. I have to get a list together. Just put it up, because that's going with the topic to help build up the economy with black businesses. Because there are a lot out there. They're just not known as much. But hey, by putting it in our podcast that gets 100 views, that means 100 people get to see a black business, and maybe they'll buy something. So,
right.
Hey, but so that's, like I said, that was just something that stuck out to me, was just like I said, the repercussions of the actions that you do if it falls on somebody else's shoulders, you have no business doing those actions. If your people aren't getting blamed for it, you have no business doing those actions.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I mean, I'm definitely with the whole protest scene. I mean, I did end up going to one accidentally, but because my parents, like I said, yeah. But I mean, it was nearby, and they was just like, okay, and I was like, all right, bet, why not? But yeah, no. So it was a good experience. Like I said, I've been to a protest before. The other one I went to in New York, that was kind of a funny story, but we'll we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, no, they were actually getting a little crazy back then too. That was
really?
Eric Garner. They were throwing tear gas, and the crowd started running. And my pops, I was running this direction. The rest, it was my pops, Josiah's son, Isaiah, running this direction. My pops grabbed me. He said, "Look at me," and then we all went that way. And they were throwing tear gas from everywhere. I was about to start running. I was about to jet down the street.
This man's Iowa.
Yeah, nah.
This man's eyes are already messed up, bro.
I was getting out of there. I didn't. It was like what did they say? What did they say? Like a chicken with no head or something like that? Or It's like you just. I see people running, I run. No matter the direction. But no. So I mean, I like I said, I'm definitely that type of person, but in the situation I am right now, I unfortunately can't.
I run.
But yeah, no, that's another thing. Black people, that's what we do. Like, if you see a person, we don't ask questions, we just run. Like, that's a natural instinct. Like, why would you stand and wait? But yeah, no. So I mean, like I said, I definitely agree with the whole, just the whole protest scene. Now, hopefully that, I know it's kind of dying down a little bit, but I hope it still goes on and the message is still getting pushed, because we still need justice for a lot of people. A lot of people still don't have justice.
Yeah, the way I see it is the protests are kind of like, a small fire.
Yeah.
Or kind of like a light, shining light on an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ultimately, it's the job of the and the scenes, just people in society changing, speaking up, standing for the right thing. You don't have to be protesting to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. More people are going to be out there doing the right thing every day than out in the streets protesting. So it's all about just understanding your mission and keep going forward with it, pushing hard. Yeah.
It's, like I said, and it even goes with what we're in the time we're in, the voting.
Yeah,
and it's to know who you're voting, who is really looking to change where you're at, because it does work. It does work. But if you don't know anything about
it,
you have to get into it, because
right.
The people, they can vote for whoever, the smart people, they vote for whoever gives them the most benefit.
Right.
And that could be, and it could benefit them, but not benefit you, because people are going to vote for their benefit in every single situation. So you have to make sure that you have your vote in for the people that benefit you.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing at all. That's not a bad thing at all.
Hey, it always reminds me. I have like a J. Cole lyric for everything, but he said in a song, he made a song "High for Hours." I don't know if you heard that.
No, I heard it.
And he basically said, he's talking about when he met Barack Obama.
Yep.
And they had all the artists and different people there, talking to Barack, and and he was saying, Barack was like, "Oh, I want to stick." It's politics.
Yeah.
He's pretty much saying like change is slow, always has been, always will be.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm gonna still push against that. I'm still gonna fight my fight.
Yeah.
Until it kills me, And he says again, change is slow, always has been, always will be. But I will buck back, and until it kills me.
Yeah.
And it's always important to understand your mission and understand that this change is slow. We gotta we have to iron out 400 plus years of wrinkles in a shirt,
Yeah.
It's all about doing that, instilling that change over time.
Yeah. And it's like we said before, there's a lot of different angles that you could go to and go through.
Mm-hmm.
that you need to go through. You can't just protest. Protest alone don't work.
Right.
Voting alone doesn't work. Going into the police department alone doesn't work. You have to have a combination of all different things to hit it all at once, and then that invokes change. So you can't posting black squares on Instagram alone doesn't work. You have to have different.
Not at all.
You have to have different angles. I mean, it can do something. It can do something. I'm not going to say it doesn't do anything.
Right.
But you
Awareness
have to have different.
It's the first step.
Exactly. So you just have to make sure that you have a lot of different angles within whatever you're trying to do. I'm not saying you have to hit every angle. Just hit a angle that's best for you, that you know you can hit and do well at hitting.
Right.
And I say that's just the best way to go about it. I mean,
right.
Is there anything else to say? Like, I don't know.
I think that's it, man. I think we hit on it in a concise way. I think you ended it perfectly there. I mean, what you said is 100% right. Continue to fight the good fight, and understand that protest is just a start.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's keep working.
Working. I mean, this it's definitely a short one, but hey, there's definitely a lot more to speak on about the whole situation. But we're going to keep this one short. Protest.
Right.
That was a topic. We spoke on it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for tuning in. And, of course, we're going to be back next week. So, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. Make sure you drop something in the comments. Your thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you follow Terence on his channel. And, we want to hear you guys' thoughts. We want to speak to the community because we go into the comments after we post the podcast.
Yeah, I'll be in the comments, man.
Yeah, you'll see me and Terence in the comments. So post
Have
up.
some conversation.
And like I said in the last one again, this is a Zoom call. So if somebody wants to join, all it takes is an invite. Just make sure you got some good quality internet. I know sometimes Terence is a little bit laggy, but hey, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just saying for like they're gonna be like, lead by example. So I mean, hey, just have some good quality internet where we can hear you, and you should be straight. You'll get that invite ASAP. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Definitely gonna be on next week, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.
Peace.